on my mind a lot.
Why you upset like Cinderella teens? You should see the things I fit inside these denim jeans. I can't associate with y'all this shit like ketamine. Been on one, been on two, been on everything. Bitch, I'm with my gang, with my squad, what the fuck you want? So be rolling gas, I can't hang, bitch, I'm fucking gone. I got people down from the jump, better know your bonds. I got people just tuning in, and the love is strong. Damn, they gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back. Stack that internet money to the site crash. They on IG tryna get a like back. See, they don't talk that talk, they just type fast. Yeah, we real life, cool, it's really like that. I might roll an eighth inside the blunt, that's a nightcap. Like where my lighter at, boy, I got a flight to catch. Through these ups and these downs, with a guy and a dead thing changed. Don't forget where that sauce came from, best remember my name. You take L's ain't once in a while, gotta charge to the game. You gotta charge it to the game. Yeah, yeah. Through these ups and these downs, swear to God, ain't a dead thing changed. Don't forget where that sauce came from, best remember my name. Ooh. I'm just trying to make my bread and feed the fam. These fuckboys need to grow up like Peter Pan. Sometimes I get so high, I never land. Ain't no need to overthink it, I already understand. They be plotting on my downfall and need another plan. But we welcome all that hating, I'm like, thank you, come again. Made a stack off the game and gave 100 to my man. I don't owe no money to him, I just did it cause I can. Yeah, round shit, we ain't on no clown shit. You a product of the people that you stick around with. Don't get caught up in the evil, that'll have you down bad. Ain't no way around that, you gon' need a bounce back.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing, man? This is Kanal, aka Black Man Travels, from the Dominican Republic. Been out here for a couple of weeks, guys. Just wanted to go ahead and start this live. Don't really have any particular topic in mind, but it was just, sitting out here in the countryside. I'm over here in the Campo on the north side of the Dominican Republic. Let me know you guys can hear me loud and clear. Raise a one because I'm actually using my phone for this. So, if you guys can hear me loud and clear, I'm using my phone for this live stream. So it's going to be quite difficult. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear from the Dominican Republic. Not just saying it, but I'm actually here. I'm out here in the North Coast in the area called Gaspar Fernandez. Been out here for about 10 days. I'm actually scheduled to leave tomorrow. Just FYI, you guys will be hearing a lot of motor ponchos. Yes, I'm in the countryside, so there's a lot of motor ponchos in the area. So don't mind them on the culture. But the topic for today, man, it seems like a lot of brothers are getting shamed by, with this whole ultra masculine mindset that, if you were to treat a woman with respect or have an interest in a woman, you're a bona fide simp. I mean, worse off, if you were to actually take a girl out on a date, you're a simp. Like anything you do nowadays, you're considered a simp. Now, hey, what about going on a date overseas or actually flying a girl out to go on a trip with you? Would that make you a simp as well? We don't know. Let's talk about it. Again, guys, I'm in the Dominican Republic. You will hear a lot of motor ponchos because I am in the countryside, but I'm in 5 minutes from the beach area, but still in the countryside. But again, I want to talk about the topic is bringing sand to the beach, travel edition. Be in a position where you could actually take a woman with you on a travel experience. And it seems like a lot of guys are getting shamed for doing this. Like, if you were to take a woman out to a trip, either be American or foreign, it seems like brothers are quick to judge you because you want to take a woman of interest with you on a all expense paid trip. So it's just kind of interesting because I came across this community post. Uh, Definitely big ups to the Andrew Show. He had a community tab where he wanted to know will guys take their women, domestic, i.e., American women, to these places where men go to have a great time. And the countries are typically your Colombia, your Dominican Republic, your Thailand, your Costa Rica, your Brazil, and other areas. But would you take your girl out there? And I'm like, me personally, someone who have flown women out to come and see me from other countries, from other states. I've flown women out to other countries, to another country, to be with me. I don't have an issue with that. But I noticed that a lot of guys do have an issue with that. And I'm wondering why. Why do men have issues with men flying out women to other countries or even taking your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend to a country where it's considered known as a man paradise? Again, your Dominican Republic, your Colombia, Brazil, your Costa Ricas. Do you find it strange when a man takes his wife or his girlfriend or his significant other to these countries to enjoy himself? Me personally, I'm not against it. I favor bringing sand to the beach. And guys, just in case some of you guys never heard the term of bringing sand to the beach, it's a term where basically you're bringing your woman to a destination where there's already entertainment there. When I mean entertainment, and I mean, entertainment. But I'm not against it. If anything, guys, I say if you find a woman that actually meet all your criteria and you love being around that person, why not? Why not take that person with you on an experience that you could both enjoy? Now, granted, I'm not telling you to take someone that you don't like, you have no interest in, motor control. But I'm speaking more of the you meet a girl, either be stateside or another country, and you have an interest in where you want to go to another country or go to another part of our country. Like let's say, let's use Colombia and Dominican Republic and Brazil as the top three. You meet a girl in one of these smaller cities, let's say in Dominican Republic, you're in Santo Domingo. You met a girl in Santo Domingo. You felt like, what, hey, I want to go to Punta Cana. Would you invite her to go to Punta Cana knowing damn well that there are other women there? Or would you just say, fuck it, I'm just going to go to another city and just meet women there and forget the other girl? Again, every person have their own unique objective, their own reason and why they want to travel. But again, if you do have someone that you have an interest in, why not? Like, why not? If you this person you vibing, you guys have great connection, great chemistry, the sex is good, the conversation is amazing. Why not? Why not fly that person out to meet you at this certain destination where you can continue to have that experience together? Okay, as much as guys want to flex, that like they doing it big in these countries, majority of the time they're not. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, a lot. I travel a lot, guys, and majority of the time I'm in these countries on the radar. A lot of times you guys will not know I'm in the country, and I see the pickings some of these dudes have in these countries. I'm like, yeah, buddy, you're not in position to critique anybody, my friend. Like, seriously, you're not in a position to critique anyone, especially women from the States, because what I'm seeing you with right now is what we consider mud ducks. And mud ducks is a term that is used where, yeah, it's not a positive term to say the least. But the fact that, these are the same guys that are super critical and judging guys bringing women from other places to join them on their travel experiences. I'm like, bro, why do you care? It's not your money. It's not your dick. It's not your experience. So why quick to place judgment on another man based on his own happiness? And that's the problem that I'm seeing, man. It's like, yeah, look, I understand this whole movement, the whole passport bro, blue book gentleman bullshit, and all this extra shit. I'm like, bro, the whole point of traveling is to create an experience and memories. This whole ginger war, alpha, beta, simp, passport bros this, passport bros that. It's just like, bro, the whole purpose of you traveling is to enjoy the time that you're away from your grind. Enjoy the time that you're away from your hangups. Go out and experience the world for what it is, man. And it's just like, I don't know. It seems like this space has become so toxic in a way that dudes are literally bittering, want to meet up to box. Like you got guys setting up boxing fights overseas. They're gonna pull up on this person, pull up on that person overseas. They're being super critical who the person's with. I'm like, isn't the whole point of you traveling is for you to get away from this bullshit that you guys like to argue about? And if you were to meet somebody either be stateside or in another country and you have an interest in that person, why not share that experience with that person? I mean, I understand, you want to travel the world as a solo traveler. You want to go out there and bang as many chicks as you want. Dude, I understand it. I've done it. Done it 10 times. Shit. 10 times, 10 times 10. I've done it. But I'm not gonna lie, man. You meet the right person and you guys have that special chemistry and you love being around that person, man, bro, that just makes your travel experience a lot grander. Now, granted, yes, you can pipeline, you can use these dating apps, uh, to meet women and go out there and just take a chance. But hey, if you meet someone and you have a great positive vibe, why not, man? Take that person with experience with you, man. Like I'm not against that. So that's just my thing, man. It's just kind of ironic how these so-called male destinations, called i.e. Brazil, Dominican Republic, Colombia, Costa Rica, these are not male destination guys. Like women have been traveling. Let's not forget that. And the majority of the time, guys, we tend to stay in one particular area in each of those countries. We don't really venture out. So when you're so much concerned about other women knowing your spots, your little watering hole spot, don't flatter yourself, man, because you guys are not really moving like that. You go to a country, you stay in that one little particular area for the whole entire of your trip. You don't venture out, you don't explore, you don't do anything of those matters, and yet you still meet the lower totem pole of society, and you want to compare them to what you experience in the states. Get your passport. Look, all I'm saying is this, man, guys. Traveling is an amazing experience, man. Take it for what it is. Traveling has a start date and an end date. What you do between that time frame creates your experience. If you choose to travel with your buddies, if you choose to travel alone, or you choose to travel with your girl, enjoy the experience, man. Now, granted, I'm not telling you to go just pick anybody and travel with them. Make sure you vet that person. Make sure you know that person, you and that person see eye to eye on a lot of things, not just a few things. But just go out there and live your life, man. It's just amazing how this whole travel space has become so negative, where like dudes just acting like bitches, man. I have to say, man, a lot of these dudes acting like bitches, bona fide bitches, man. And it's just like I don't want to be around that. And now you guys are being super critical on dudes on whether or not they should bring their girl or not. It's like there was a guy, a young gentleman in my group. He wanted to bring his girl to Cartagena. Dude, he got slammed because he wanted to bring his girl to Cartagena. Guys, you do know there's a shitload of things to do in Cartagena outside of the clock tower. Do you know that? There's a lot of better beach options outside of Boca Grande, Hollywood Beach, guys. Same goes for Medellin. Same goes for Santo Domingo. Same goes for Rio. There's so many other options that you could go to if you do have a significant other. Now, if you don't want to be around a certain element of people, dude, you can avoid those things. But don't try to shame another man because he wants to bring his girl with him on a certain trip because you feel like, hey, these are male destinations. Only men go here because we are passport bros. We got to go there and just have fun. Look, you and I could go into the same destination. We could, you know what? Let's use Cartagena as a perfect example. We could both go to Cartagena and have two different experiences. I know where to go in Cartagena, where I know for a fact that the likelihood of me bumping to you guys are very slim. Most guys are stuck on Delirium, Dolce Vita, Clock Tower, and Hollywood Beach. There are certain areas in Cartagena where I know for a fact that I would not come across any other dudes if I choose not to go to these areas. So, guys, don't ever let someone else shame you for bringing someone with you to a travel destination. If you have a girlfriend, if you got a special lady of interest, if you have a wife, dude, travel, see the world, go to Thailand, go to Brazil, go to DR, go to Puerto Rico, go to Colombia, go to Costa Rica, go to all these places, man. Yes, if you go, there's a very likelihood that there are a lot of attractive women. Now, if you and your wife have that special connection where y'all open to bringing on a threesome, go out and explore it. I've always been a huge fan of having a lot of my threesome activities overseas. It is what it is. But I would never shame another man for, if he wants to take his girlfriend, hey, I want to go to Brazil. All right, cool. This is the spot you want to go to. Now I'll make sure that hey, don't go to Mavs, don't eat at Mavs and in Copacabana, don't go to Dolce Vita and freaking Cartagena. I'll tell them, hey, check out these other areas. But this whole shaming of men of bringing their wives, their significant other to these countries is ridiculous and it's very childish. And it shows and it speaks volume on the type of dudes out there with passport talking all that nonsense. Guys, you're not the only ones to travel. Forgive me, guys. I'm in the Dominican Republic, so you will hear a lot of monoculture. I'm actually out here in the countryside in an area called Gaston Hernandez. I'm 5 minutes from the beach, walking distance. Uh, it's a great area, but it's just a lot of monocultural activity that goes on near the main city. So forgive me for the loud sound. But again, guys, I really want to talk about this, man. If you guys are pro or against bringing sand to the beach, jump into the conversation. Let's have this real talk. Because I personally, I've flown women out from other countries to come to the U.S. Yes, yes, I flew women out from other countries to come meet me in the United States. I've flown women from one country to another country to meet me there. Yes, I've done it. I've flown women from one state to another state. Yes, I've done it. I'm not ashamed of it. You're gonna call me a simp? You're gonna call me a beta? Do you think I really give a fuck? Not. So it's just again, just coming across this community post made me realize like, hey, there is no male destination, guys. Get over yourself, especially black men. Get over yourself. You just started travel. Majority of black men just starting travel. So you're in no position to tell another man where to go, where not to go, and what not, and what not to do with his girlfriend or with his time. So let's stop with the shaming tactics, man. Like, hey, if a brother want to live his best life with his significant other, or with his girlfriend, or with his wife in Brazil, or in Copacabana, or in Cartagena, or in Sosua, if a dude wants to take his wife or girlfriend to Sosua, dude, I'm gonna just give a warning. This is what you're gonna see. But if the wife doesn't have an issue with that, hey, go out and enjoy yourself. There's a lot of stuff you can do in Sosua, guys. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Jet skiing, yachting. You could do the yacht tour, jet ski. You could go to Puerto Plata. You could go to Capayete, which is 30 minutes apart from each other. I mean, dude, if she's into into that nightlife entertainment as well, go out and enjoy yourself. But this whole shaming thing about guys bringing sand to the beach, man. Look, some of the guys that I know who bring sand to the beach have the most amazing time, while a lot of these so-called guys traveling solo are chilling at the bar trying to get a pro. Now, tell me this: who's gonna have a better sex life? The guy with the steady girlfriend whom he loves to be around, or the guy that's constantly looking for a pro, trying to negotiate what's the best rate, and he needs to put his things away, cheat proof his spot, make sure he's not drugged and robbed. Come on, guys. It's a give and take. So I'm just saying, man, look, at the end of the day, you may have a amazing partner with you, enjoying your traveling experience, and you're missing out because you care about what the next man think about you. Fuck these dudes, man. Live your best life. Live the life that you want to live. Because you know what? You only got one life to live. These folks don't know you from a can of paint. A lot of these guys talk that tough shit on social media, man. You'll never meet them in your life. So why should you care? And like, I want to play this little video, man. And you guys need to understand this, man. We have one life to live, man. We got one time around this sun. Create those memories, man. Either be a single man, a married man, a bachelor. Do what the fuck you want without giving a single care. Because at the end of the day, man, these cats will never know who you are. And don't let anyone shortchange you from experience for something you want to experience. Let's play this video real quick.
75 years. That's how much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years, 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears, the part of you that loves instead of hates.
Yeah, guys, man. So I'm gonna actually share a couple of experiences that I had. I took my shorty out to Colombia, and we had a great time, man. We did a whole vacation thing. I kind of shared this with you guys in the past. Well, here's one of our clips that we did together.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation. Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
I have one more I want to share. This is another trip that we took together.
I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I want you to stay.
some people on this stuff. Oh, okay, okay. Invite them on. All right, I need to figure out how to add people on this phone. 1 second. Add stage. Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's going on, my brother? How are you?
I'm doing fine, man. How are you?
You sound like you about 3 sheets in, brother. What you drinking on?
I'm drinking some coconut rum, man. Some Dominican coconut rum right
Okay,
now.
okay,
So
going down smooth, feeling real good. Going down smooth, feeling real good.
yeah, man. Yeah, sit on the balcony, man. Just enjoying the stars. That's the thing about being in the countryside. The stars are so damn huge.
I
I'm
can hear
like,
the
man, it's so beautiful.
crickets.
Yep, yep. It's
Yep, I
just
can.
actually the ocean's not too, yeah, the ocean's not too far from me. I can actually walk to the ocean, and it's just beautiful, man. Like the
That's
stars are
awesome.
like I feel like I can touch the stars right now. They're so huge.
Well,
Man,
can
it's
I
So
just
what do you
add
think
to
of
blessed
the
your
to
topic?
be able to
topic?
enjoy nature.
Y- Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely, it's open, man. So Maya, you want to go first?
Can I add to your topic? For the men who are against vacations, you have to be sick because women love a nice little vacation because we know what's going down. We're going to drink, we're relaxed, we're having a good time. Like, and don't let no lady or nobody tell you because vacations, they get freaky, they get fun. And I love vacations.
Let me define that. A vacation is with a woman you know. Don't flew nobody out that you don't know, expecting that you're gonna get in that trim. Okay, you idiot. If you don't know her, don't take her. You got to know how she acts. You're going to have to know how she reacts when you in a situation. You're going to know that personality that you want to take. Okay. A vacation is not a first date. A vacation is not some random ass chick you met on IG and say, yo, let's meet up somewhere.
I agree with you, Ronan. I mean, I've gone on a trip with someone I didn't know. It was very spontaneous and it was very, very awkward. This was, years ago, but I never forgot that experience because it was just that awkward. And it's like we stayed a day and then after that it was like bye and we just never spoke again.
Exactly. That's not a vacation. That's a ball of fucking nerves. Excuse my French.
What you mean? I mean, it was very awkward, but it
Thank
was
you.
just it
You
was
got to be
just
comfortable with that person. I mean, half the joy is a watch for me. The joy I get, and I take sand to the beach everywhere. Okay. So my joy is living through that person's eyes because I know I've experienced a lot in my years, but to watch somebody a little younger that hasn't been around and hasn't been able to enjoy some of the things I have, to see them with new eyes look at something I've looked at, oh man, it's awesome.
I
I totally agree with that. I think just taking someone who never traveled or rarely traveled with you to enjoy the experience from their eyes, it's a whole completely different experience, and I kind of
Yes, sir.
really enjoy that. I really enjoy that. But my thing is the shaming that a lot of guys, especially a lot of brothers, man, a lot of black men just want to just shame brothers for, for having an interest. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. I shared my vacation trip experience out in Guadalupe in Colombia. You know how many guys sent me DMs like wanting to do this, but they're too afraid to put it out there because they're afraid that guys will judge them a certain way. It's
Mm-mm.
like now, anytime a man do something nice for a woman, you're a simp, you're a beta. It's
Thank
just
you.
like
Well, that's why women are being treated so poorly too, because they're afraid what the next person is saying. And it's like, so are you going to stop your life and worry about what other people saying instead of enjoying what you're doing, what fills your heart, what helps you sleep at night? Because where did this simp shit even come from? Where does it originate from? When was this a terminology all of a sudden?
Came from one of them pill groups. I know that damn much.
That's like the pick me thing too with women. You a pick Misha, or you a Barnetta. You a pick me girl if you're submissive to a man, or if you tell your girls like hey, I can't go with you guys this time because my man wants me to be home. It's like, ooh, girl, you letting him tell you what to do? You're a pick me. I'm like, what? I'm gonna jeopardize my relationship to hang out with you. Y'all can't fuck me at night. Y'all not paying my bills. Y'all not gonna feed me. Like, I gotta do what he says. Like, he wants me home. That's where I'm going.
I don't know what it is. All I know for a fact that a lot of guys been doing this for quite a while. They feel the need to just go ahead and just like tell the guy, hey, don't do it. Don't bring sand to the beach. But I'm like, bro, I seen the girls that you've been with overseas. You're in no position to give anybody advice. Like literally. And it's just interesting that everybody wants to be put in the same position as them. It's like, okay, just because you're mad at the world and you're traveling and miserable doesn't mean that this person has to be in the same boat as you. So when you have these disgruntled travelers telling these other travelers like, hey, listen, don't do this, don't do that. But I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great to give them a forewarning, but at the same time, he has to experience it for himself.
And 9 times out of 10, they probably haven't. That's the whole thing about it. You're telling somebody not to do something that you haven't even done, which is just crazy.
I dare say most of those dudes that are saying that really haven't done it if they travel at all. I mean, Jay Clyde's in the room. He does it. We do it, me and you. I don't know if it's men of a certain age that started learning, understanding that we don't give a damn what anybody else thinks. We're going to have fun the best way we know how. And if we had a quality woman that we know we could take somewhere and they're going to enjoy it and be appreciative of it, who the hell gives a fuck?
As black people and black men, we got to stop living in the ego so much, and we really have to start giving one another more grace than what we do, because we're so hard on ourselves, and then we're hard on other people, and we critique them, and we're judging them from our own personal experiences. But sometimes you just really have to come out of that.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think a lot of guys that I've met, I'm speaking from experience, there's a lot of brothers out here traveling angry, a lot of brothers traveling like hurt, and they're using traveling as a way, as a form of therapy, which I agree. However, if you're not willing to take a greater, closer look of yourself and deal with the issues that you're going through, it doesn't matter where you meet this woman, either be domestic or overseas, you're always going to be the problem. And it's kind of sad. It's just like I hear these guys pass that same ill, negative vibe towards these other young travelers. I'm like, bro, you kind of ruined the experience for this guy. But it's not everyone wants to do the same stuff that you're doing. Not everyone wants to go out there and chase after pros all the damn time. Some people do want to find love. Some people want to find an experience and create a memory. Don't don't ruin that for that person.
But at the end of the day, they're looking for love too. You get what I'm saying? Nobody travels across the country, um, you know, looking for nothing. They're looking for something too. So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to, internalizing where you are wrong and being accountable for, why you're not able to achieve a relationship goal that you may have.
Uh, Personally, I don't know what that is, but I know for a fact that this whole thing about guys telling other guys don't bring women to certain countries because it's gonna ruin the secret of their place. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you go. People already know. Now, if you're a true traveler, you expand your options and they go to different areas within these countries. But guys are kind of stuck on stupid on one particular area. So, and they get salty when people find out it, what they say, blow up the spot. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but technically, if you're taking a woman to that spot, you're not really blowing up the spot because you're not letting other dudes in on the spot. You're actually bringing your own woman to the spot. So that's not distracting at all. What do you think she's gonna do? Go get a whole bunch of other females and blow up the spot, which is a bad thing? I'm sorry, I'm lost. Even if she went back home and brought a whole bunch of other chicks back to that same spot, where's the downside of that? Please tell me.
It really isn't, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
hey.
I agree. Hey, what's up, Book Travel?
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Hey, what's your take on the topic, man? Bring sand to the beach.
I mean, it really depends on the situation and it depends on the location. You know, like, so if I was to go to somewhere like Multi-V's, you know, of course I would bring, you know, somebody with me, sand to the beach.
Mhm.
But, you know, if I'm going somewhere like Rio de Janeiro, then, you know,
Why
it's
not?
kind of pointless, you know, or
Why?
Cartagena. Or if I'm going Cartagena, you know, I'm not going to bring sand to the beach over there.
My
'cause
question to you is, do you have women down there already on standby? Is that why you're not going to take them? Or are you going to have to go down there and still partake by paying for somebody's company?
See, the thing is, I don't pay. So I pregame.
Okay, so then you got hookups down there then.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're not paying for anything besides for taking them out to dinner or
Yep.
whatnot.
So, like I was saying, right, it really depends on the situation, you know. So, you know, I'm not against either. You know, I'm kind of like half and half. So,
How old are you?
what's that?
How old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Okay. Do you have any children yet?
No kids.
Are you stable?
Yep.
All right. When are you planning on having kids?
I mean, to be honest with you, man,
I mean, it's your choice
I don't-
whether you want to or
I'm
don't.
in
I
the
mean,
spot right now, man.
well, I'm trying to break down your mentality,
For a
so we're
topic,
trying to
I was
understand.
at-
So that's why
I mean,
I'm asking certain questions.
All jokes aside, I mean,
No jokes.
I mean, at the moment, I'm not even looking, you know, at having kids, man.
Okay, and that's cool.
You know,
But when you are, I mean, the mentality will change a little bit. I think everybody up here that's talking right now, we're on a different mentality because we already have kids. We have a legacy. We're not driven by just having sex. There's other things we look forward to aside for just that. We can get that anytime we want.
Yeah, well, Buck, that was going to be my question for you too. Like, what's your relationship goals?
I mean, at this moment is I'm basically just dating around, just having fun. If I find that one person, then you know, so be it. You know,
Are you actively looking?
right now I'm not actively looking. You know, to be honest, I'm just, you know, like if something like comes up, then you know I'll get it, but not actively.
Oh, okay.
What I really have to ask this question, and I'm sorry, I do. I have kids your age and younger. Okay. What are your goals in life? Where are you at in your goal setting achievements in life to where you haven't thought or started to eliminate certain women you might have on your list to get down to a finite few to start possibly having? You're in your 30s. By the time you have a son or a daughter, you'll be in your 50s, possibly being able to keep up with them or not being able to keep up with them. You push it to your 40s, you start having kids, you're in your 60s by the time they even get to 20. So my thought process in asking you this is, what in your mindset is a good time for you as a man that's established, not struggling for anything, to actually look at trying to find a female, whether she doesn't have kids or not, she could be a 9, a 10, a dime, whatever. What is your timetable for that?
I mean, to be honest, there's really no timetable for this. You know, if I do have kids, you know, it is what it is. You know, and it doesn't matter, you know, what age bracket, you know, it falls into. You know, because us men, there's like we can have kids at, you know, 70, 80. You know, so I'm
But do you want to do that? Do you want to?
I'm not in a rush to.
Understandably, and that's
kids
why I
right now.
said
It's not
20
like my
years.
eggs are being expired right now, you know. So
That's why I said 20 years, because you want to interact with your kids. You want to interact with your sons. You want to get so old that you can't even go out and throw a baseball with them. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said 20 years. That's why I gave you a 20 year type of. Yeah.
So lifespan is increasing right now. You know, that's why they increased the Social Security age in a lot of countries, retirement age. So you got to think about this in the future, you know.
Hey, Buck Travel, let me ask you this. Okay, you said you'll take a woman out to Spain or another, you know, someplace in Europe. So why not Brazil? Why not Colombia? If you got a chick that you really feeling with, you know, someone that you have great chemistry.
Those are not the locations I would take my significant, like let's say.
Why?
Oh, what's that in the background?
Oh, he's out. I mean, he out in the sticks, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I'm in the Dominican Republic, man. So it's what it is, bro.
For that, man, I would say like those are not a good place. Like, okay, you want to take your girl out, you know? Like, if I want to take my girl, like, I find a solid girl here in the Matrix. I probably would take her out to, you know, the Virgin Islands, you know, Jamaica, you know, Bahamas. You know, somewhere where.
But we know where you're gonna go. But we're asking, why would you not take them to those places that you named that you wouldn't?
So those places is actually for, I would say, for like single men, like who trying to have fun. Brazil is just for like maybe if you're into an adventure and all that and visit the Amazon rainforest. Other than that. It's for single folks, you know, not just only for single men.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. I got this. All right, but Brazil, Colombia, a lot of these countries have a lot to offer. A lot of sightseeing, a lot of activities that you could actually do with someone. So if you have someone that you really feeling, someone that you like, yo, you fuck with, like, yo, sex is good, conversation's awesome. You wouldn't take it there with you for you to experience that beyond the Copacabana beaches, beyond the clock tower. You know, there's other things you could do out there.
I mean, I just think it's not his destination of choice.
No, because here's the thing. He mentioned destinations. So men destinations.
So here's
there's stuff you could do where a lot of women go to these same men destinations and do a whole lot more activities than what guys do.
I mean, so can it offer the same experience that I would get in the Bahamas and the you know, Jamaica?
Yeah. I mean, for instance,
it's a more cost too. Because I can take a girl out to, you know, I can take a girl out to Virgin Islands, and that's like, what is it, $400 plane ticket, you know, $400 each. You know,
so in the Virgin Islands, the Virgin Islands or the Bahamas or Anguilla or Trinidad and those Caribbean excursions you've mentioned, you can't get the same thing that you get in those other countries as a single man?
Nah. I mean, to be honest, because I have visited what was that country? The Virgin Islands before, and when you're on that plane, man, it was full of, you know, just couples. You know, there was only a few single folks out there, and it's not a place. It's not a place that you want to bring, or you want to go solo. Put it that way. Yeah. Maybe my experience was different. Maybe my experience was different, you know, but I was new to traveling back then. So
you know how many single women travel to the most popular tropical places there are in the Caribbean? Most women travel single. They have girls' trips to those places. So there's a lot of single women down there of all different nationalities and all different countries. What are you talking about?
Like I said, I was new to traveling back then. You know, it's, you know.
But okay, but Buck, Travel, you have a lot of single women traveling to Brazil, to Colombia, to Costa Rica, to Thailand. a lot of single women are traveling to these countries. So they're looking for the same excitement that you're looking for. So what's the difference?
I mean, what do you mean by that statement? I mean, like,
Okay, they're looking to
yeah,
explore and have adventure. The only difference is that look,
the Thailands, the Brazils are for single people. I mean, it can be for single people who want to have fun, or people who are just into adventure. You know, like this.
okay, all right. Do you know that European travel with their kids to Brazil, to Thailand, to a lot of these countries? A lot of European travel with little kids, married
Yeah,
people,
I,
travel
I
with their
have seen,
families.
I have seen a lot of them in Costa Rica. When I was on Costa Rica, I was seeing families
I,
out there. Uh,
no country caters to single people. Let's just keep it a let's keep it a buck travel. No country caters to single people. They literally they cater to couples or families. Single people benefits in certain areas within that country, like single men, because they want to take advantage of the current the economy. But most countries, when they do promotions, when they do, trying to bring businesses to their countries, they're targeting families and couples. They're not targeting single men. So, like Colombia, do you know Colombia is the same size as Texas, where you could go any part of Colombia and have a whole different experience? You could
yeah,
go to the damn almost Amazon in Colombia, all the way to the desert, to the mountains, to the coastal, to the private islands, where you don't have to see what guys do at the clock tower.
okay. I mean, Colombia. I can understand. You can take a chick out.
E-
Bring
Even even Bra- even
Andreas.
Brazil, even Brazil, bro. Look, most guys they go to Copacabana. After Copacabana, that's it. They
Yeah,
don't venture out to Ipanema, Leblon. They don't go to other areas in Brazil to São Paulo, Bahia. They don't go to these areas.
Florianopolis. That's another good one. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
Nope.
definitely agree with you in that aspect.
bro.
Um,
Some of these families run 15, 20 deep, and they range in age from little kids to grown ass women that are traveling with their families by themselves, bored as hell.
so so we're talking about the topic, the pros and the cons of bringing sand to the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, forgive me, but I came to the panel late. Have you guys mentioned the cons of bringing somebody to the?
I haven't found
Okay.
one yet, to tell you the
Uh,
truth.
uh, uh,
But go
I mean,
ahead.
I'll tell you this: the con could be you bring someone to the beach where you guys are not connected on a chemistry level. You guys get into arguments. You guys are not having sex. You guys are frustrated. Those are the typical cons you experience. But besides that, if you guys have everything else great going on, you guys can have an amazing experience. So,
Exactly.
I think the pro and the cons kind of weigh equally, depending on the person that you're with. Now, granted, things can happen. Just like as a single man, you could go to another country, get drugged, get robbed, get killed. There's a lot of stuff that can happen to you as a single person. There's a pro and con to traveling solo. But again, at the end of the day, it's just about the experience you want to have. Now, yes, as a single man, you have the option to sleep as many women as possible if you want, if that's your intentions. But if that's not your personality. Maybe bringing someone with you is probably better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, some people just have just the anxiety, just not going alone by themselves, so they rather bring somebody with them. So that's another pro.
Well,
Or
I just hope somebody take me. Let me be the sand and the beach, okay? That's just it, really.
I don't know if these dudes don't
I mean, to
stop
be
getting
honest,
stained over it.
I've seen. Look,
I don't know,
I've
Maya.
seen couples
You
fight.
say
I've seen couples fight on these honeymoon trips. I've seen them. I've seen it in the
Honeymoon.
resorts and all that.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
that's
also
not
too,
all
but
the
travel,
times
but
I've
travel,
seen it, and,
but,
and
but,
that,
but
that itself can be a con.
yeah, but also too, I seen single guys argue with prostitutes over
oh
money.
my God.
It is what it is. I've seen it.
And let
I've
me
seen
tell
it.
you something. If I ever seen, you know what? I'm gonna be quiet. What were you saying, Ronan?
I said, I don't know, Maya, that, some of these dudes, they so scary about appearances. I don't know if you're ever going to get to enjoy that until you actually get a man. You know
Listen,
what I'm
I don't
saying?
even at this point, I don't even know if I'm gonna get a man. Okay, it's very depressing and sad, honestly.
Azriel, what you mean by that, bruh? You must have missed half of this conversation. Come on, man.
Man, and that's one thing I
Clarify
don't agree with. It's
Leave Azriel alone. He said, don't bring sin to the beach. Leave American women home. He must not like American women.
Yeah, it's not specific to American women, but I don't have a problem with American women. Sorry.
Me either. And that's the thing. A lot of guys.
women. I mean, there's bad apples in
So can I ask a
every
question?
group, but there's good apples and bad apples in every group. So I don't have a problem with anyone. So when a lot of these dudes are generalizing, and that's bad.
Do any of these foreign women that you bring to America, do they enjoy America as much as you enjoy their countries?
Let me
These
tell you,
dudes have a
I
rule of
actually
not
had
bringing them back
I
to
had a
America.
coworker who actually bring. I think she's somewhere in Latin America. He brought her here, and she stayed with him for she was for 3 years. She was married to him for 3 years. Then after she got that green card, she left him to be with her family in New Jersey. So she basically used this dude just for the green card. And once she got that green card, she left him.
Well, isn't that what most of them do, though? Isn't that what most of them do?
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially military. I was in the Marine Corps for a lot of years. A lot of sailors and a lot of Marines will marry Filipinos. They want to come to the land of the great PX. They know these dudes deploy half the time. They'll bide their time, have a couple kids. 3 to 5 years down the road, they're getting divorced. But that's the game. You got to know better. And most of these dudes met these chicks where? Up in a freaking bar.
Yeah, but you don't.
Right off the bat.
But you don't know, honestly. People can wear a really good mask, and for you to pretend to be in a relationship or care for someone for that amount of years, like that's just fucking. I mean, I guess their livelihoods and their living conditions depend on them, being able to survive that long with somebody that they really don't, have intentions on really being with.
Let me bring you up to speed. As an American woman, as a westernized woman, there are services and things that help women. Okay, so even if you're a single mom, you get services. There's certain things that are going on. A lot of the countries that we're talking about, and a lot of countries that we go to, do not have services like that. They don't have.
I'm a single woman. I don't get no services. I want them.
About you, you're the unicorn. I'm saying in general, Western women have an umbrella.
I want some damn food stamps and Section 8.
A lot of these other countries, these women do not have those services. So yes, it is an angle they use in order to come up. It's a come up.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with somebody that I really don't fucking like. But I guess when you're in survival mode, I guess you just have to save yourself.
But one thing that they fail to always talk about is how a lot of American men will bring these women back to the state and also abuse them. Let's not hide the fact that there's a lot of abuse that happens in these homes.
Very true.
Yeah.
So when these women are leaving these guys, it's always for a reason. Because more than likely, when she leaves, she has to go out in hiding from this person. Now she has to go out and take care of herself in a whole new country. So there's some cases where a lot of these women left because they were running away from abuse. And
Yeah.
I've heard cases where guys will go to these countries, marry these women, bring them back home to the States, and keep them in the house. Lock them in the house. Like, they can't be around certain men because they're gonna realize how incompetent he is compared to other men. Like, he may fly back to her country thinking that he's a big shot, but Back home, he's not. And there's always that intimidation factor where a lot of guys are intimidated by the fact that his wife, his young beautiful wife, or his exotic wife will find another man that's in a more better position than him, and his insecurity will start kicking in. That happens a lot.
Well, that happens with the woman not even being foreign. So I mean, hey,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I mean, it's a lot of factors that go into that. Now there are some successful marriages out there where a guy marries a person and they've done very well living in the states, and then they eventually back to the country where he met her. But at the end of the day, it really boils down to the person. Because look, the average American wedding marriage don't last more than 5 years, so that's very telling by itself. If the average American marriage doesn't last more than 5 years, the likelihood of a foreign wedding or marriage will probably a lot lesser than American one, depending on their values and everything else.
I mean, I really think as a man, you need to be very discerning on who you're actually giving your time to as a woman, and you need to be reading her at all times on figuring out who she truly is. Little tests, little actions. If things are being reciprocated, you really need to be a reader of body language and everything that comes with it.
I agree. We got a pretty quiet panel tonight. We
Yeah,
not good stuff.
I wanting Buck to kick in or something. I don't know. Buck that.
Well, I
I
mean,
think he's scared.
the thing is, you have a lot of guys who've never experienced in traveling with someone giving guys poor advices
A
about,
lot of them haven't
not
even
to do something like
experienced
that.
relationships in America. So what the fuck they gonna do over there? Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
True.
guys need to be very good at communication. If you're going to take and
Yeah.
have a
And
vacation,
I'm not gonna mention any names, but this, who I'm talking about, but this big content creator, who said he was done in the Matrix, but he's only young, and he has this audacity to say, "Okay, I'm done with the American winter." I'm like, dude, you only fucking in your early 20s, and
we
you're
already know who you're
you're
talking
done
about.
with relationships. So,
I mean,
in the States, how many relationships do you experience?
you can either get your experience locally or you can get it internationally. You're still going to get burnt no matter what if you're not a good judge of character in a female. It don't matter what country she comes from. So he's going to learn regardless, whether he learns in another country or whether he learns here. Hopefully, in another country, he don't end off in a ditch by the person's family at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of guys do a poor job in assessing who they really are. They like to push the blame on someone else. It's her fault. You know,
Hmm.
it's her upbringing. She a single mom or whatever. I'm like, yet you're the common issue to all of this. If
Right.
you're bouncing to different countries and experience issues in every country, brother, it's you. And it gets to the point where this whole submissive bullshit that's constantly being spread all through social media, it just gets ridiculous, overbearing, and I just feel like a lot of guys don't understand what their role is as a man. They want this whole submissive. They're looking for this docile, submissive
Yes,
woman
sir.
to
I
do
agree with you. Yes,
everything for
sir.
her, to do everything
Yes, sir.
for him, but yet
Mhm.
he's not willing to play his role as a man. And I bet you, if you ask a man what is his role in a family, I don't think he can be able to answer that question.
Even the word submissive, the way they're using that is an abusive way. It's not submissive that way. She's not your servant. Okay. A woman is not meant to be your servant. That's not submissive.
that's
Okay.
really abuse, to be honest with you,
That's
because
why I preface that with abuse. That's not servitude and it's not abuse. It's abusive. You can have a strong woman in the home as long as you're a strong alpha male and you guys work together as a team. A woman is supposed to make your house a home. She's supposed to take food from you and make a meal. She's supposed to multiply what you bring home. If you can't bring nothing home as a man and be able to command your room, your space, or whatever, what do you expect her to do besides run over you? You give her no direction.
But a lot of these men don't even know how to direct themselves. So control is the only strength they really have.
And that's a weakness.
And most
That's
of
what I'm
these guys, I mean, they have high fucking standards. I mean, like, if you look at them, they're like, 5'5", 300 pounds, and got a basic average job, and they want all these women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm like, dude, look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I agree with Buck, man. Some of these guys and a lot of these platforms, they're delusional as fuck. They're delusional beyond understanding. It's like you want all this, but yet you bring nothing to the table, bro. And it's just like even on the health side, you don't take your health serious.
I
And
cannot be with an unhealthy man. You eating processed food, you don't drink water, you're not going to the dentist, you know, I really can't. That is a number one turn off for me. A poor diet and you don't drink water, like what the fuck are you drinking all day?
I think a lot of guys, it's funny. A lot of guys are being
unaware,
sold.
that some of these guys are unaware they even smell.
You have to know. You have to know.
Used to that smell that they kind of lose track of it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, he's
Please.
speaking facts. There's some dudes that don't know. And you literally got to tell them, yo, bro, when's the last time, bro? I mean, they'll be looking at you. When's the last time? What? Bro, I can smell you 10 feet away. What the fuck?
Listen, that is no.
He's reliving something right now. I can hear it in
I
her
can
tone.
tell. And I'm
She's
like,
reliving something right now. She's actually having a moment.
We're talking about breath that smells like shit. And
I know. No, that's a poor. I mean, as a woman, I would have to say something. I would be like, you know what? I wouldn't even know what to say, honestly. And I'm a very boisterous person. Like,
I
no.
mean, if you like him, why can't you help him out
So
and let
you
him know,
say-
yo,
hold
babe,
on.
you
So you say
really
something
need to
to
take
that-
care of your
I don't
personal
know.
hygiene.
I don't feel like as a woman, I should have to tell you that your hygiene is poor because I'm the type of woman when I come around, I'm gonna make sure that I'm looking good, that I'm smelling good, that a lot of people don't floss, and that's the reason that they have bad breath and they don't know that. You can brush your teeth all you want, but if you don't floss and brush your tongue, like your breath is gonna smell bad. And I'm not saying that I need a man with no pearly whites, no straight teeth, or damn sure not them fucking veneers that's going on right now. But if you don't floss and brush your tongue and your teeth and use mouthwash, your breath is gonna smell. And I don't understand, your armpits is the closest thing to your nose. You can't smell your must. Like I have to tell you as a woman that you smell, or I have to tell you you got 7 days of plaque on your teeth. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, facts.
You can't feel this. I mean, even once you eat, you can feel things between your teeth. You can feel plaque on your teeth. I have to tell you that as a woman, like I'm not doing that.
We do have someone that just joined, Ezra. Forgive me if I pronounce it
No, that's correct.
incorrect.
guys.
Hey, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the topic, man? Bring us into the beach, man. I know you're talking very strongly on the comments. So, what are your
Uh,
thoughts now?
I just want to say thank you for having me on the panel.
Where'd he go? He blinked out.
Oh,
And
that
like,
was
and
fast.
honestly, my friend and I, we were talking about. Well, let me shut up. Okay,
He's
let
back.
somebody else
Uh,
talk.
No,
He's back.
oh,
apologies.
he's back.
I clicked the back button by accident. Oh, but no, but thank you for having me on the panel. You know, the irony is, I see a lot of your streams. I hate that I missed them though, but I made sure that I clicked the notification. I've been subscribed for a minute, but I don't really see it doesn't pop up in my feed. But I'm making sure I'm be on alert about that.
That's
My
awesome.
yeah, my I don't want to be the contrarian for the evening, but
No, we need that. We need to hear every angle, brother.
but I wanted to hear it with the guy. I think he has the cougar or a lynx avatar.
That's
He
Buck.
said that men are delusional. Like, have you seen Kendra G's show? I think men are more realistic. Like we talk about the adjustable 7. I think men are more realistic, and the world makes us realistic by evaluating who we are. Right? Men are always judged by what we do, and even more so nowadays since women are making money as well. We're not only judged by what we do, unlike our grandfathers or forefathers. We're also judged by our physical features, because women say, okay, they're making money now.
Thanks.
Okay, you got to bring in more than just, oh, you have a job. You know, if you have a gut, like they're like, nah, I'll deal with the guy that has a 6-pack, but he doesn't have a job, but I have my own house and whatnot, so I'm good on that end, right? So I think the whole concept of saying men are delusional, if that was the case, there wouldn't be no baby mama that look like Quasimodo. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That narrative, I have to say something about successful women making more money than men. This narrative that they're willing to deal with men that are in shape and 6-pack. Let me tell you something. I'm an attractive woman, okay? I'm not fat. I'm not sloppy. I'm hardworking. I don't meet a lot of men in shape unless they are athletes. Okay. It's not a lot of regular 9 to 5 men that are in shape and just these, sexy, Greek god men that are, and most of these men that work out are in shape like that. I'm sorry to say they're mostly bisexual or gay, that are in tip-top shape, that are metrosexuals into their looks and things like
Hey,
that.
wait, I gotta pause you on that. What you said? Men who work out or what?
No, men work out a lot. There is some validity in that. Speaking from somebody that used to work out consistently, there are
I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying it's a lot. The men that you see in the gym that's all buffed and doing all that, they're not straight men. You get what
I
I'm
will
saying?
co-sign. I will co-sign on that as well. I know for a fact she is
Wait,
accurate.
I gotta get a clarification on this one. So you said a man that consistently works out is what?
I didn't say that men consistently. What I said was this narrative that women who are making more money than a man are willing to deal with a man who's physically attractive versus a man who's not. That is far from the truth. And I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of men that have taken advantage of women that make more money than them. So women are like, I have to protect my assets too, because I'm doing all this work. I take you in, we're together. I don't care if you don't make, a certain amount of money. We can do this. I can be a helpmate. But a lot of these men come up and they leave this woman for they settled for her, but they leave for the woman they really want now that they're in that financial bracket that they see themselves in to make more money. And
you ain't never heard of hobosexuals?
yeah, I mean, I have.
But
But
That's what these dudes are doing.
you were just talking about the whole green card situation. So, in my opinion, all is fair in love and war, right?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that it goes both ways. You get what I'm saying? So you're gonna you whatever it is, I'm gonna say this, whatever your situation is, whether it's a man with a foreign woman or a woman with, more money than a man, any dating situation, any relationship situation, you cannot really have full attachment because anything can happen and you got to be ready for whatever takes place. If that man wants to leave you for another woman, if he decides to cheat on you and find his happiness somewhere else, or vice versa, you
Right.
have to be so strong within yourself that if this person is willing to go, you gotta be okay with it. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, it's gonna burn, but at the end of the day, you gotta be okay with that shit.
I was just talking about this to like I wrote in a comment section about people going through other people's phones and whatnot, or I more or less said, hey, if I would prefer a woman tell me that she's cheating or she's stepping out, or
Yep.
I was seeing people that I tell exes or people that I've dated before, like, hey, if this is something that's not equitable, if this isn't something that you're not feeling right now, by all means, you could leave. Like, I don't want to force you to be there. The irony is, the more that I do that, the more it's harder for them to get. Not, I don't want to say get rid of them, but harder for them to actually leave. And I think that is more relevant in terms of being a man. If the woman knows that you can go without her, the irony is that she'll stay more, which is an interesting thing. You would think, okay, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. But if a woman feels as though you need her, that's when she usually leaves.
I've
Uh,
I've heard that I've heard that before, and that's so weird and strange and crazy to me, to be honest with you. But I don't want nobody who don't want me. I really, really don't. If you don't
I,
want me, just go.
well, I think it's all in moderation, right? We don't want no one that has an what's it called, an avoidant attachment style. But I'm sure as a woman, you don't want a man that's needy or clingy, though, right? So everything in moderation.
I don't want anybody who's needy and clingy because I'm not needy and clingy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: men can tolerate. Well, I think men are more tolerable of a woman that's clingy than a woman would be in the inverse.
Well, see, this is my thing, and you don't know me that well, but I'm very transparent on the panel. I'm going to tell you exactly what I need from you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want from you. I'm going to also tell you my dating style. This is what I like. This is how I can be. This is what it is.
Hmm.
If
Yeah,
we can,
she's a unicorn.
if we can do this, we can do this. I can be needy at times, yeah, but just understand I'm like a fucking cat. I'm like a house cat. You know what I'm saying? I'll go lay in my own area. Then when I'm ready to play, I'm gonna purr all over you and I'm gonna go about my business.
I think that's most women. Like, I'm dating someone right now, and like one day we didn't speak for like the whole day, and then like literally the next day she's like, hey, has everything been okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I know goes in and go out. Like, it's like trying to hold on to a cat. Like, you can't. That's not really the nature for a cat to like be on a leash, or you trying to hold on to a cat. Like, the cat just want to do as it goes, go as it please. I mean, of course there's some barometers and boundaries, but right now, that in the relationship that I'm in, I don't I don't really press over stuff like that as much as I would when I was younger.
So Maya, being the only woman on the panel and being the only unicorn, what is the definition in your mind in general of what a woman's perception is of a man that's clingy?
Just like overbearing, you
Define
know.
overbearing. Come on now. Don't use words like that if you can't define them all the way to the nth
Parole
degree.
officer, right? A guy that's a parole officer.
Right. Like, I don't need you policing me. It's just so crazy. I was talking about this. You know, my child's father used to lock me inside of his house.
Good
Oh
lord.
hell no.
Yeah, he used to lock me inside of the house, and I'm like,
Was it a kink or
well, now that I know he's a sicko, maybe it was a kink, but he would leave for work and he would like deadbolt the locks and lock the door. And it went on for a while before I said anything because I didn't realize it. And then I would joke on the phone with my mom about it, like, hey, I'm a prisoner of love. Then it kind of got serious where I was like, hey, man, like, you're fucking locking me in here. Like, what if something happens? I'm like, what if I'm in here cooking in the kitchen, sets fire, or, somebody breaks in and I need to get out. I can't get out of this house. And I was already pregnant then, sadly. I mean, not really sadly because I love my daughter, but I was like, damn, you fucking locking me in this motherfucker. I can't get out.
can I play devil's advocate?
Please.
Do you think, because I've been in a situation, not that I did that, but in a situation where, at one point in time living with my mom, like I forgot to put the latch on the door, and actually I live in New York, so you know how that goes. So
Right.
almost busted into the door while I was like my computer would be like right next, like maybe like 6 or 7 steps away from where the door is, and somebody just bolted the door open, and there was no latch on the door, and I forgot to put the latch on, and like I was like shell shocked. I'm like, oh shit! Like the person looked drunk, in my opinion. Now that I look back on it, so my point being is, do you think that was more so a precaution of him saying, okay, you're pregnant. What is the best way to secure my wife and the mother of my child?
No, I was in the early stages. I didn't know I was pregnant at that point. But when I addressed being locked in there and I seen how upset he had gotten about me saying like, he was like, you're telling your mom like you're locked in here. I'm like, because I am. And when I brought up the fact that what if something happens in here and I need to get out, I can't get out of the house.
Did you guys own a firearm at the time?
He did, but I didn't know where it was. I had no access to it. He had 2, what do you call those master breed pit bulls? He had like these 2 big 150-pound, what is it, a Presa Canary?
Cane Corso?
No, it was a Presa Canary. It was like a Cane Corso, but they were pit bulls. It's like, is it called like a Presa Canary or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, they were master breed pit bulls, and they had to been at least 150 pounds a piece. And I said, if I had to jump or break out of the window, I'm gonna be lunch meat for your dogs. They're gonna eat me. They're gonna eat me alive.
They weren't even acclimated. That sounds scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
One of the dogs were acclimated to me, but the female dog, she did not like me at all. When I tell you she did not like me, when she saw me or smelt me around, she would just like growl, and she was just really angry with me. But the male dog, I had no problems.
Burt Ross don't ever stay in the room long enough. Happy birthday, brother. Enjoy your trip. I know you're in Vietnam right now, but happy birthday. Good on you.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Burt Ross, man. Happy birthday, brother. Hey, everyone. We got Pablo join the conversation. What's up, Pablo?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing the live stream from Dominican Republic, man. So you may hear the motor ponchos. Yeah.
I hear.
What's going on,
well,
Pablo?
Hey. I want to ask you. I want to get your take on this whole, bringing sand to the beach as far as bringing a significant other. But also, too, before you answer that question, I want to ask Ezra. Ezra, you said that you're seeing someone, right? Would you bring someone the person that you're seeing? Would you bring them to Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic with you one day?
No. Not. The funny thing is, I plan on going to Colombia ideally in February or April. I'm going to Germany in December, but I learned my lesson bringing somebody to Mexico. It wasn't the best vacation, and I mean it smoothed over, but it was certain places I feel as though I prefer to go by myself. If I'm gonna go, I'm be honest with you. When I go to Brazil, I'm gonna go by myself.
Come on, we need to
Well,
have
you can't give us no half-ass story.
Wait. We need to make this a teaching moment. So, Azriel, you need to go into a little detail on what happened specifically in Mexico to cause the situation to happen.
Yeah, I want to know.
You can't go ghosting like that, because I've taken plenty of women to Mexico and never had a problem. So something happened to where y'all didn't have a good enough relationship or communication skills to where you didn't know how the other was going to react, and it wound up happening wrong.
I'm be honest. It was that's funny, and I mean it is the current situation now, but it was more so like it was just, you know, like she I forgot who the female the woman panelist, I forgot your name.
Maya.
You said Maya? Yeah, Maya. So like Maya was saying about being a cat, it was just we went, all right, put it this way, we went around Labor Day, right? I'm still in school. I graduate next year with a bachelor's in accounting. So at the time, I recently, like, we got there on like a Friday night, and like I was registering for class, so I was on my phone and on my computer on my laptop typing up, trying to like correspond with my advisor at the time, and she was complaining that, oh, like, who are you on the phone with, who you talking to, like,
oh no.
And I'm like, hey, I'm registered for class, and she's like, oh, you promised that you weren't going to be on your phone the whole time. And like we would go out, I'd be like, okay, we'll go out in the morning, right? So I'm like, okay, we go out in the morning, and then she tans and whatnot, and I stay with her for like 1 or 2 hours. Then I'm like, okay, good. She's there. I'm on one side and she's on the other. So I'm in the pool and then she's tanning. I leave the pool and I'm going upstairs. As I walk up the stairs, I see a silhouette. I'm like, I turn around and she's like right behind me. I'm like, why are you following me?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like I said about the cleanliness. You know,
that's not clingy. That's not clingy. That's actually insecurity.
Yes.
Have you done something? Excuse me. Have you done something to her before that made her, you know, behave like that?
She's a and Pablo's gonna roast me too. Pablo, no, I be on his panels, but nah, it's no.
When you get a big girl, you took a big girl with you.
Oh no! Actually, you know what, Pablo? If you have an email, I'll send you a picture. See, people have seen what she looks like. It's very slim. She looks like Zendaya with like green eyes. But she admitted to me when we first started dating, like she has a tendency to get jealous and whatnot. It's a long story, but
how long did you know this chick before you decided to take her with you?
Right.
We've been dating since like 2021.
No. So 2021. What was the year y'all went? So that
was last year.
Okay, so you took her in 2022, so almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't know you well enough to be able to trust you.
All right, to say like, okay, he's handling his business. Or right. when you walked up the stairs, when you got out of the pool and you walked up the stairs, did you say like, hey baby, I need to go grab something, or hey, I'm gonna step away for a second?
Nah, I didn't. I just, because I'm like I don't know if you guys know like how, you know, college works. Is like, okay, it was on a Saturday, and Mexico is like a 5-hour time difference,
right,
where New York is. So time was of the essence, right? So if it's like 11 o'clock or close to noon, it's like 5 o'clock in New York, and I gotta make sure that I got all my classes, make sure I'm good so that I can graduate.
So brother, that was a communication issue.
Yeah, because why?
You've known her for a year. She kind of knows your habits, but at the same time, you know, you could have said, yo, I'm going to go upstairs, make sure I finish registering for my classes. Go ahead and stay down here in 10, or do you want to come up with me? You give her an option as a man. You
Yeah,
don't
because
ever leave your wait. As a man, you don't leave your woman unattended. You don't.
that's
You don't do
for
that.
one, and for
That's for one.
two,
We
You
were
don't
as
at
do
a
that.
we were at a resort though. That's the
It
thing.
don't matter.
it
It don't
doesn't
matter.
matter. I mean, if
Any dude, wait, as a man, security wise, any dude can walk up to your woman, especially if she's fine. And then that caused a whole nother issue. Okay. So you as a man, security wise, and being somebody that wants to make sure she's okay and safe, you need to at least let her know, I'm gonna go upstairs. You have an option of staying down here and sunbathing. If you feel okay or not, you can come upstairs with me while I finish up with these classes.
You know what? I'll break bread with you. I sometimes feel as though, especially when it comes to the topic of communication, maybe it's something that, all right, I know we can always improve on communication regardless, but I'll say this about communication, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes I think with women, I feel as though I have to, I hate to say it, but it's like talk to them like they're children and be like, tell them
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're right. You do.
like each and every move that I make, like, and I'm guilty. I'll be the first one to say this might be a bad, a toxic trait of me, but I hate to have to over explain myself. Like,
you don't have to
You're not
over
explaining.
explain. You're not. If
explaining.
you're
taking
stepping
control of the
away,
situation.
But
You're
women
taking control
are
of
not.
the situation. You're letting
Women
her
are
know what you're
emotional.
doing.
So when you talking to them, you can't talk to them like you're talking to the next man.
Absolutely, you can.
They're very emotional, so you got to talk to them in a different manner, And I definitely agree with the other dude on the panel said. I think there's a communication issues in that relationship with her.
you know what? I'll be transparent with you. First couple months we were dating, I came over to her house, and I had, we had seafood on. We had crab legs. So here's the thing, right? This was in January 2021, right? So in December of the year before that, I had went to Miami, but I needed someone to take my schedule for my shifts for work. So one of my supervisors that's close to me in age, she did it for me, right? So by the time like I got back, it was like 2 months later. I was like, oh, you know what? Since I appreciate you so much for taking my shifts when you didn't have to, I was like, I owe you like a bottle of wine or whatnot, just off of appreciation, right? This is where the story gets interesting. And remember, we only been dating for maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
I already know where this is going, but you dragging this out. Go ahead.
right?
So I had 2 bottles of wine, right? So me and her drank one, and the other one was in the fridge. And so when I left her house, I took the other bottle of wine, and she's like, "Who was that other bottle of wine for?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's for a coworker." She's like, "Coworker?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she did me a favor." She's like, "What kind of favors your coworker's doing for you? She's sucking your dick or something?" It was a whole huge situation. But to me, I was like, I'm being honest. I don't see what the issue was.
There was no issue besides for insecurity on her behalf. But at the same time, if you were going to go present her with a bottle of wine, you could have said, yo, get in the car with me. It's not a big deal.
No, but it was from, and this is what I'm saying. I feel as though you're absolutely right. I could have handled it better with the insecurity part, right? Even recently, because I help her whatnot with certain things. And you know what it is too? Sometimes I get irritated because I feel like I have to be her dad, and it just
bro.
Well, can I say something? Can I?
Understand this. Every
daddy.
woman,
Okay.
understand this.
What are you talking about, Pablo?
Every woman you meet
can't
is
follow.
going to have some kind of insecurity or some type of trauma from her past. So yes, in some way you're her daddy, in some way you're her therapist, in some way you're her best friend and lover. So you have to understand which direction you're coming from exactly when you're dealing with her in that situation.
Well, can I say this? I'm a woman, and I gotta just tell you, the wine thing, that was insecurity on her level, because I do things for my coworkers too. If my coworker picks up my shifts or somebody, I'll be like, hey, the next time we go out to such and such bar, I got you on the drinks, or, whatever the case may be. But this whole pool situation, these are 2 totally different scenarios here. If I'm at the pool with you, whether I'm laying there or tanning or not, whatever it is that we're both doing separately, if I see you get out of the pool and you're walking away and you haven't said, baby, I'm gonna step away and run to the room real quick, or I left this, that's not really over explaining. That's like basic communication to say, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what? I 100% agree. I'll say this one last thing, and then I'll let somebody else go. Recently, we had a situation where
What?
Wait, Black Man Travis, read that comment that Jay Clyde posted. He said, "I know the why, but they won't." Yeah. So,
and that's my thing. When you say, for example, that to Brazil with her, hell no.
But why? But why? If I let's just say you and I, if I'm dating somebody, let's just say me and Ronan, for instance, me and Ronan together, and
watch yourself.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just
I'm
speaking.
a silver fox now,
I listen. Okay. If that's your playground, right? Because there's beautiful women, there's access to sex and all of those things there. If we're together, I'm looking at it as, okay, you're with me, there's beautiful women around. What the fuck does that have to do with me? What, you ready to go fuck the bitch while you with me? Like what's going on?
Who you came with?
Yeah.
Who you came with? Right, exactly. Who you came with? It ain't no discrepancy there.
We just discussed how even recently she was like, she's like, oh, you mentioned you were gonna do this for me. She's like, you know how I feel about I need reassurance, right? It's just she's instant. The funny thing is she's like on a scale of 1 to 10, she's like an 8, right? Like I said, she looks like Zendaya with like green eyes.
It don't matter. The more beautiful they are, the more trauma they have. So stop.
That's the crazy thing about it. I be so confused. I'm like, I've had good-looking girlfriends that like I think
the worst.
Yes, the more prettier they are, like the average girls, they chill. They kicking it. They don't got nothing like no like hang-ups,
insecurities. Just say what it is. It is insecurity.
Yeah, man. I used to tell her like,
don't be shocked. It is what it is.
I used to tell her like sometimes I wish you had more confidence in yourself, like.
Well, maybe, I would suggest to you, because you said you met her in 2021. We're now in 2023, right? So this is 2 years. You need to make a decision on, what you're going to do with this woman. If y'all are going to actually pursue a serious relationship, or y'all just going to keep dating and wasting time, because 2 years is a long time to be dating someone.
It ain't even about wasting time. Has she sought therapy?
That was my next thing.
If she's that traumatized, where she has that many insecurities after that long of a period of time, and understanding who you are as a man, even though you suck as communicating, then she needs therapy. And if she has not done the work on her own, there's nothing you can do to fix it. She needs to seek therapy for herself.
Yeah, and she does.
You need to suggest it. If you have suggested and she has not moved forward with it, you can judge her as a woman right then and say she's not the type of person that's going to take care of her issues. So I need to move the fuck on.
No, really.
Yeah, she was. I had told her like, hey, you definitely need to go to therapy. And another thing too.
But when you said that, did she take action?
She did, but I don't know if she after a while if she continually.
You follow up as a man. You make sure she's still going to therapy.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, guys. We're gonna move on with Pablo. What's your take on the topic, man? Bringing sand to the beach.
So Pablo always brings sand to the beach. Wasn't he just with DR 2 weeks ago?
No, he don't. You don't know Pablo.
I was.
Don't bring sand to the beach.
I was.
He inherits sand. That's
so BMT. I have questions.
Oh, Lord,
I need qualifiers here. What's the nationality of the girl I'm taking with me, and where am I going?
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It could be American, foreign, whatever.
Yes, I have taken sand to the beach multiple times.
Bravo. Now, Pablo, state your age.
I am 53 years old.
Thank you, sir. Like I said, older gentlemen, we understand.
Yeah. I mean,
young ones ain't learned yet.
Yeah, I don't always want to be on a scavenger hunt. You know what I mean?
Now,
Uh,
what's your joy from seeing a woman that you take with you? Is that some of it right there? Looking at her excitement and appreciation of what you're doing for her.
Absolutely, I love giving them
Thank
new
you.
experiences that they haven't had before. They tend to be more endearing that
Exactly.
you gave them the experience, right?
Exactly. See, these kids don't know this game.
Yes. So, on that note, yeah, I have a good time doing that. Now, on this last one that I was on, when I was talking to you guys, right after I finished talking to you guys, I got sick.
Mhm.
I got sick on a trip,
Where'd you
and
go?
it went downhill from there.
Where'd you go?
I was in DR. I was in Punta Cana,
Was
and I
it
brought
food
my
or what?
Colombian. I brought my Colombian lady friend to meet
Okay.
me in Punta Cana, and we were in a
Nice.
resort.
Nice.
The first night was cool. Everything was great, amazing, whatever. Second night, well, the next morning, I started to feeling a little bad. I made it through the
Food,
day.
water, what was it?
It was a combination of food and drink,
Mm-hmm.
and I never recovered from it.
Okay.
The food tasted great, but
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
I also got bitten by some mosquitoes, and that's what I think did it. I
Put
got
you
the
over
what they
the
call the gripa. I got the flu.
Water by accident?
What's that?
Did you drink any of the water by accident?
No, I was always drinking bottled water.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was at this steakhouse on the resort, they have like this steakhouse. It's outside, and I was there eating, and I was getting tore up by mosquitoes. She didn't get bit at all. I don't know, maybe they a latte, but they were tearing my ass up.
That sweet American nectar blood. There it is.
Right, and from it, I ended up getting sick, and so right after I signed off with you guys, it hit, and I was no more good. So that was that trip was a.
So here's the thing. Here was the test. Here was the true test, and you know it. When you went down, how attentive was she of you?
Well, here's the thing. I did not overly let on that I was sick. I just told her, "Oh no, you go on, enjoy yourself, do your thing, whatever. I'm gonna be here."
Oh, brother, we get it. But
Right.
again, how much did she feel that wasn't in earnest?
Or you mean how much was she
Know that
attentive to
you-
me?
Yeah. Knowing, even
Oh.
though you said go have a good time, she still knew that you weren't feeling your best. And you took her there.
She did not take care of me in the way that you might think.
Exactly.
No, she did not.
Okay.
She
Okay.
did not.
And you
She
picked
did.
up on that, obviously.
I did.
Okay.
I did. But I let her go. I wasn't, I wasn't tripping. I really wasn't. But I
And
will
I
say,
understand it's her first time being there or whatever.
right.
especially
I
on a trip.
wanted her to go on and go out. Now she did come back. I will say this. She did come back and offer me many pleasures. But but I was not able to partake of the pleasures being offered.
I'm sorry. Let me mute myself.
I'm keeping it real. Not every trip goes as planned. Not every trip goes as planned. I was too sick to. I mean, she had the lingerie and everything.
Yeah.
And I was just, I wasn't ready.
I like the effort.
I wasn't
like the
ready.
effort.
So
Yeah.
she did want to take care of me,
Okay.
but not not with soup. Put it that way.
Correct.
Not with soup. She definitely gave it the college try. I just had to tell. I can't.
And that's understandable, and that's good. I mean, at least she tried to show some type of appreciation.
Oh, she did. She did.
And
Well,
some of
that
these
I
women
mean,
are
I
just
mean,
unable
and
to
I
get
mean,
that.
naturally, that is the healing of all healing. If you didn't know, but
It
hey,
is.
Speak the truth
I
now.
appreciated the effort.
I'll stop
appreciated
you when you lying, Maya. I will stop you when you lying.
that I mean, that is a remedy. You do know that, right?
So on that note, see, I was thinking, okay, what did she, get you a cold compress or do that? No, she didn't do that. But when she came back from being out at the, the activities on the resort, she came back and she came to the into the room and gave me access to it all, but I was not.
Well, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't me because I would have been like, you just got to lay there, buddy, and sweat this shit out.
Oh, yeah. Well,
she's a unicorn, by the way. She's unusual. That's not the norm.
Oh, you have that never say die attitude.
Yes, Lord Jesus.
I appreciate the effort. No, but she gave it a college try. I was just not capable.
Well, you sound like you were having fun. So, I mean, that night. But we know you bring us to the beach.
I was to a point, and then it went south.
So here's my thing. Let me bring this up because you two gentlemen that are a little younger keep saying you have a girl. Okay. I understand the definition of you have a girl. This is one that you can trust. You wouldn't call her your girl if you didn't. So the one you trust is the one you should be able to take anywhere. So either there's a bit of non-trust, non-communication, or something going on with your ability to say she's really your girl when she really ain't.
Yeah, it's unfortunately there's some validity in what you're saying, but like I said,
I understand.
Yeah, it's just from what I was telling you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's like I don't know how to explain it. She would probably have a nervous breakdown if a woman winked at me and like,
oh my God,
she needs therapy. You need to step away. You're an enabler. I'm telling you straight up, you're an enabler at this point, and you need to step away. I'm serious. I had to tell my son the same thing.
As a woman,
I had to tell my son the same thing. You are enabling her right now, and you need to step away until she seeks therapy and starts to heal for herself.
How
you are
old
not
is
doing
she?
Anything to help her.
How old is she?
Oh, she'll be 29 in February. Well, I'm not, like you said, you might be right about that, but I'm being hyperbolic in a way. But I just know for the example of what the examples that I gave you guys, I'm assuming like if she's gonna act like that in Mexico, and then with the whole thing with the bottle with my coworker, like Brazil.
Do you understand when you say she's your girl? There's ultimate trust there, and if there's no trust, then she's really not your girl.
Well, she doesn't.
Not her man. Wait. Stop. She's not your man. You're not her man, and she's not your woman. Because obviously, if there's a doubt, why would she say you're her man? So here's the point for both of you. If you're saying that's your girl and you trust her ultimately, and she says you're her man, she should know what side her bread is buttered on. She knows she came down here with you. She leaving with you. You know you came down with her. You're leaving with her. Anything in between is bullshit.
For me, it's the fact that you just said if a girl winked at you, she would have a nervous breakdown. That is a red flag.
Boom.
And I'm telling you this as a woman. I can't see myself as a woman being that fragile and that intimidated by anyone looking at my man, especially in a foreign country. You're a black man, you're an attractive man, and I just can't use my energy to fall apart because someone winks at you. Like that is dangerously.
And Maya, you're her. He's your what? He's your what?
That's dangerous. Like you can't. There will be no progression there.
Boom.
He's a black man. He's an attractive man. He's a desired man. I mean, to me, I would honestly be obliged at like, oh, baby, look at her looking at you, or whatever. But not not going into, first of all, not going into a meltdown on a vacation for one.
First of all, as a man, I expect you to look at my woman because I know goddamn she's fine. And reflect, she should know goddamn you're looking at her man because she knows you know he's fine.
Right. That's what I'm
Give
saying.
a
I'm a
fuck
super secure
about
person.
that part.
I'm very secure. I don't because
So
to me
again, you're enabling her by allowing her to think like that and doubt your loyalty.
It's gonna
But
get
that point,
worse.
the minute she doubts your loyalty, as long as she's known you and should know your habits at this point, you need to step away and say she needs to seek therapy. If she has started and stopped, she needs to go back because she's
And
not
then
done.
and then also, if you planned on having any longevity with her, you guys may need to go together so that you can learn each other's relationship styles
Oh
and
hell no! I agree. I disagree with you. I told my son, her trauma is not your trauma. Do not adopt that. If he is not insecure in that way, that is not his trauma to deal with. She needs to first be happy with herself before he's included in anything.
yeah, that's how you get a Will Smith situation.
That is not his responsibility to make sure she's okay. It's her responsibility first. Now,
Right.
once she gets done with that, and then they're in some kind of relationship where he's caused her trauma, then it's his responsibility to go. Up until
Okay.
then, like Will Smith says, it's not his responsibility to make sure she's happy. She needs to be happy with herself. No man can make a woman happy. She needs to be happy first, and then you can join in on the party.
I agree. I get it from that point of view. But if you want anything long term with this girl, like you got to address this now because it's already been 2 years. Like I mean, I want to
F that.
travel. I
F
want to,
that.
yeah,
It's
I
been
want to
too
travel
long.
with my
Step away.
lover.
No, you don't give her enough of your life. It's done. If she has not completed her therapy, if you initiated and told her she needs to go and she started and she decided to stop and she's still giving you her trauma, you need to step away because you're an enabler at this point.
Yeah,
Period. I tell my sons this. I'm telling you like I tell my sons. I wouldn't tell you anything other than that. Okay? You need to step away. You are enabling her.
Yeah, I did set a specific timeline. I said, hey, by this time, if I feel as though it's not working out, I think we should go our separate ways.
Thank you.
I
End
did
it.
tell. I said by the time, because I graduate next year, I said by my graduation next year, if I feel as though there's no growth, I think we should go our separate ways. I told her that in August.
Is she acknowledging that, or is she just kind of like oblivious to it, like you're still gonna be there, like ho hum?
Oh no, she acknowledged it, but I mean that like the ball's in her court. You know what I mean? So because the thing is, I'm about, like I said, I'm about to graduate.
Please tell me you guys are not living together.
Oh no. And that's the
Okay,
thing.
good.
That goes into my next point. As soon as I graduate, I'm leaving to go to California. I'm actually going to visit California again next month to just go look at some not necessarily houses eventually, but just to look at places that I want to settle down in. So I'm planning on going to LA next year. So
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So that was the big goal. She already knows, like, hey, I'm going to California with or without you. I told her that several times. I said now it's all on you, on how you want to.
I'm saying that derogatory because I lived in California for 30 plus years. I'm now in Texas, so good luck.
I think it should be. I'm trying to go to San Fernando. I saw like a house for like 300,000. A couple of houses for 300,000. So not to get off into
No. I get you.
But yeah, it's I genuinely did want it to work because I'm be honest, and Pablo's like probably look at me like this is crazy. But
no, Pablo understands. Believe me, he ain't looking down at you. But you need to stop enabling her. That's all I can tell you. That.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'll tell you the same thing he's going to say. Stop enabling her. You need to go ahead and draw a line in the sand and go ahead and stick to it.
Yeah, at some point you cannot like fix other people. They either want, they either want to do better for themselves or they're okay with their own dysfunction, and you don't have control over that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The goal was, I was like, if it don't work out with her, then I'ma just either probably just be like an expat like half the year and travel to
and I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked young Buck. Buck travels. Okay. Same thing with you. What is your goal as a man? Your 5-year, 10-year goals when it comes to relationship, when it comes to having children, when it comes to actually settling down once you're stable? Once you own your home, once you're stable in your business and you're earning a decent income, what are your goal frames where you're looking for the common person, the one woman that you want to actually have a child with that you're going to trust? If you're already in a situation where you're having to have this woman go to therapy, is this the type of woman that you're going to have a child with? This is why I'm saying a lot of men need to pay attention to their timetables, even though they're young and they can have children up until they're 60. Why are you waiting until you're 60 to have a child? Find a woman that you can have a relationship, have a good quality life with, and have them while they're still young, and you can enjoy them.
Yeah, I agree.
Azriel, let me ask you a question. Do you remember when Kevin Samuels made a statement, "The world does not owe you understanding"?
Yeah.
If you did not, when you're dating women and you don't meet their certain criteria that they set forth, do they give you a shot?
No, it's tough luck. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I didn't have my dad in my life. They're like, they don't.
No, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Hey.
They don't.
Come on, Maya.
If you don't meet,
you're
if you don't meet most women,
Maya, you're the unicorn. We understand you're not that. But at the same time, don't defend your sisters when you know they're wrong.
Hey, listen, I ain't defending no damn body, okay? Because those people issues are those women issues, okay? I don't even understand these women issues, okay? So no, I don't. I salute to you men that can tolerate the shit, honestly. But
you know, and it's a lot. This relationship is very complex too. It's
a woman would dish your ass because they don't like the shoes you wearing.
Facts.
So
Well, nigga,
why the hell would you put up with, all some bunch of crazy shit? No.
Yeah.
I just can't see myself as a woman following no man up no damn stairs. That's just really freaked me out. And it's like, I would have just waited to be like, what were you doing? Like, that is crazy. I would have been like, where'd you go? You know what I'm saying? When you got back, but to like creep up.
If you didn't come back once you got done suntanning, you would have moseyed up to the room and there wouldn't have been no big deal.
But for you to see a silhouette and like, hey, why you following me? Like, I would feel crazy as a woman for somebody to be like, why you following me? Like, I would be like, oh shit, like I'm violating right now. You get what I'm saying?
It's a bit creepy. It's a bit creepy.
Like that's just extreme. Like there's a very deep issue there. And I mean, no matter if she's attractive or not, you may see more in her than she sees in herself.
Bro, I got a son that's 35 dealing with a bipolar schizophrenic, and he's sitting there trying to enable her by giving her care. And I'm like, son, this is not your responsibility. At this point, he's been married, has 2 children from the marriage. He didn't have a child out of wedlock. Why would you involve your kids in an environment with a woman that's paranoid schizophrenic?
Oh no!
You're enabling her and you're endangering your children at the same time. What is wrong with you?
That's how you.
Why I talk to young men like this is because I have men your age, young men your age that are my sons that I would tell the same thing to. Do not enable a woman when she's in a situation where she has so much trauma that she's insecure of you after over a year of dating you and should know who you are as a person, how loyal you are, the things that you have contributed to her life at this point, and you're still having to prove yourself to her. Excuse me? For what?
Yeah, that's not your place, and that's not anybody's place to play the proving game. Like, pick me, choose me. I'm the one. I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to cope you. I'm going to, help. No. That's not how that goes.
Right. I mean, this, if this, like I said, I did have a timeline, and then if it don't work out, I'm probably just going to go overseas because I already travel already. Right. And so I know the difference. and that's why I was saying in the chat, like, to me, there's a lot of big, huge differences, because I've dated women from other countries.
But again, if you're going to buy a home in California, are you willing to bring that woman that you date overseas to America?
When they say when you get to that bridge, you'll cross it.
We don't do that. We're analytical.
All right, I'll say this. It will depend on the logistics.
We have an A, B, and C plan. If you do not, you need to start doing that.
Absolutely. My work is more or less remote. I can do it remote. So
okay,
it's not being in a set location is not gonna necessarily be an issue per se. Right? If I meet a woman from another country, let's say I meet a woman in Colombia or whatnot, or Brazil, and I hit it off,
yes, sir.
I'm willing to just pack up and go there and see, even for the first 5 years of my life, the first 5 years of the relationship and marriage, like I'm willing to just stay there. Because I've been when I left, my parents are Jamaican. Like when I finished high school, I spent the whole summer, like almost like 3 months in Jamaica. So like I'm used to, for example, not being able to have the creature comforts of
You're
life.
not fixed to one location. I've been like that. My mom was like a gypsy. I moved every 2 to 3 years. I was never fixed to a situation. I'm more fixed to the feeling or the home. You know what I mean? Wherever I make that is, wherever that is. So I get that. And that's a good way to be. So as long as you're not fixed to a place, that makes you viable to be able to move anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world you want to be.
But there's a lot of things with my situation that I can't bring up with her, and it's not necessarily nothing I did, but
I think that's a problem. If you don't feel comfortable enough as a man, you don't trust her enough as a man because of her instabilities, that you can't even lean on her a little bit, which your woman you should be able to lean on. That's already another red flag.
Yeah.
There's no support there. There is no reciprocation in that relationship at this point. If you're telling me as a man you can't reciprocate and kind of lean on her a little bit, knowing all the fucking issues she comes with and that you have to deal with, I've been in that kind of relationship, bro. I've been in that.
I was saying more or less the reason why I'm in this situation is that the history behind certain things that happened during our relationship together. But, like I said, if it doesn't work out by August, around that time, I already told we'll go our separate ways.
August of next year?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Long time.
I hope she's getting therapy. I mean, you need to.
I agree with you.
You need to give her an ultimatum. Like, listen.
It needs to be shorter than that.
It needs to be shorter than that. Like, listen.
Actions. Now.
Yeah, I agree. And we're not. I don't want you to think we're pressuring you or telling you what to do in your relationship.
I feel like you guys were in my head because I've been thinking about this a lot. Because you want things in your life.
Confirmation. You want confirmation from hearing what you're thinking. And that's what I'm trying to give you, and that's what she's confirmation of the things you're thinking in your head, you're hearing out loud.
Yeah, if she has to do this sooner than later, like you have to give her an ultimatum, like, hey, we've been at this for
enough time. You've given her enough gentle touch as a man would be. I have a best friend, she's a female. She told me to put my cape up right after I got divorced. I was her model of being a married man. After she's seen everything I did in order to keep a relationship going after 10 years almost, she said, Alex, you're done. Put your cape up. Don't try to save another person out there.
Now, if you feel like
right now you have your cape on, take that motherfucker off.
But we can't tell him to jump the gun like that because this is new information to him and this is a lot of information. But what I'm saying,
we're judging from 2 years in. This brother's 2 years in doing this.
Right. But this is what we're saying. What we're saying is not to.
You said your name is Maya?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say it's new information. I would say it feels like all the thoughts are being spoken out loud in my head. When they say you're saying the quiet part out loud.
That's what they call confirmation.
I'm kind of, these are things, what you guys are saying, I've thought about for like the last few months. Like, it's not like it's new information. It's been circulating in my head. But you could continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, I would just tell her like, hey, have you been going to what happened to this therapy thing? Have you been going through the therapy? Like, I feel like your insecurities are affecting our relationship. Like, if you can't continue through therapy to work through this, in order for us to enhance our relationship, then we're going to have to end this. Like, you can't waste your life like that. You can't. She has, like Ronan said, she has to deal with that on her own. And I advocate for women all the time, but if they're wrong, they're wrong. I'm not even dating right now because I have my own issues that I have going on. Do I desire men? Absolutely. Am I in a place to date? Absolutely not. I wouldn't even put any forth effort to it because I know what I'm dealing with and I know what I got to get through on my end, because I don't want to bring what I have currently going on into a relationship. I won't let a man suffer. I won't even let a man see me like this. You get what I'm saying? Like, until I build myself up to the woman that I want to be and fix my own insecurities in the areas that I'm insecure in, then I'll start dating.
Hold up. Joe Fleming just put in the chat a very good question to you, Azriel.
Oh, no, of course not.
Do you believe that she's the best thing that you can do? Or do you think you can do better for yourself? Sometimes guys hang around because they feel like that's the best woman they can possibly get.
No.
The question is that woman for you?
Like I said, there's... Like you said, maybe the cave thing. The funny thing is I've broken up with more women than broken up with me. And a lot of the times that I have broken up with the woman, especially when I was younger, I used to feel so bad about it. Like, I used to feel so shitty. I knew I had to do it, but I used to feel really, honestly, low-key depressed. Like, damn, I really kind of like almost broke this girl's heart a little bit. You know what I mean?
But
you didn't do that. You didn't do that. She did that because
as a man, I'm going to tell you how you can counteract that. Each time you broke up a woman, knowing that it was the best thing for you to do for yourself, but also for her, has she tried to come and get you back?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, stop. So then you weren't wrong. You were absolutely right, and she respected you for it. That's why she came back, even though you won't go backwards, because I don't either. I've been asked each time, please come back. No. That's not for me to do. Now that you've sought your healing, you need to fix yourself and be with somebody else. But knowing that she's come back to you, that's your confirmation you did the right thing. So don't feel guilty about it at all. Forgive yourself.
Every relationship that I've spun the block on went back. This shit still ain't work. So I get what you're saying, Ronan. I don't double back anymore either. Like, no, it's no. It ain't worked the first time. This shit ain't gonna work the second time.
Thank you for that. I didn't think about that.
So sometimes you got to release people so that they can grow, and they won't, as long as you're artificially enabling them to stay where they are.
True.
Exactly, Pablo, because at that point you're allowing her to even revert back to her old self. You're really not helping her. Even if you took her back, you wouldn't be helping her at that point, because then she knows she has a level of relaxation she can have with you to revert back to her old ways, because you were forgiving in that. So you could never go back. If she's moving forward, then allow her to move forward, but just not with you.
Interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, you could be hindering her growth as well, because you're wanting to go to continue to be her crutch. You know what I mean? You're never. Yeah.
You're gonna be jumping through hoops of fire to please her,
or to satiate the insecurity, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
in order. Yeah, you're reproving yourself after you've done all your due diligence. After she knows you're not doing anything wrong, you're still having to reprove yourself to a woman that is insecure about something that had nothing to do with you.
Let's say you buy your coworker another bottle of wine, she's gonna wig out. She's gonna wig out. She's gonna be like, "There's definitely something going on. What you said is not true. You're buying another bottle of wine. Who else is it? It's something more, and it's just gonna be more and more and more and more shit. I'm telling you, that's how women think. That's what we do, especially when we hone in on some shit. It could be some shit we just fucking made up that day from sitting on the fucking couch and watch somebody else on TV get cheated on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard of situations like that happening. Women be like, "I had a dream you cheated on me." They be saying stuff like that.
Women are crazy like that. I'm a woman, and I'll tell you, I have to tell some of my female friends, like, wait a minute, time out, pause. Like, let's put some logic and reason in this situation before you like go off the handle with this. But insecure people, it just never gonna work. I dated a very insecure man, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It drained me mentally, physically, emotionally. Like it was just pure madness. It's like if I knew a man in a common place, he's like, "Do you know him? Did you fuck him?" Like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
How do you know him? Like, I'm not doing that. I ain't gotta explain all that shit to you. Like, and if I did have any relations with that individual, I would tell you. But I mean, I'm not. It's draining. It's gonna be nonstop.
Yeah, it's the crazy thing with her. I think too. She used to be like, "Oh, one of my coworkers bought me lunch today." I'm like, "Oh, where? What did you get?" And then she'll look at me weird, like, "Why you're not questioning?
Jealous. Why are you not jealous?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like she's doing that to get a reaction out of you, which is also very unhealthy in a relationship. To do that to get, that's gaslighting, to be honest with you.
Listen, to bring this full circle, just like the video, you have 75 years. Okay. I'm 55. I've come full circle with this. I'm about to turn 56. So 56 rotations on this planet. My oldest son is 35. Have 4 grown sons, 2 grandchildren in their teenage years. Okay. You don't have time to play around with anybody. Tomorrow is not promised. I have so many clients. I worked in the insurance field for a lot of years. A lot of people feel like they're going to live forever. They're gone. How many people even in the travel circle that have passed away way before they should have? You don't know what your timetable is. For real. Nobody does. So why I ask the certain questions that I ask is because you really need to think seriously as a young man, the legacy that you want to leave. Aside from just you being here, do you want to leave children? Do you want to leave a legacy for your children to inherit? These are the things you need to think of as a young man your age, successful and still being stable on your own is not the thing. That's not your lasting goal that you want out of your objective in life. So like I was trying to tell with Buck Travel, that's not your lasting opinion of who you want to be. Who do you want to be? What do you want to leave as far as your imprint on this earth? There was a thing even when you watched the movie with what's his name? Achilles, whatever. His main thing was to live in the history books because that's the only way as a man you get to live on. You get to live on with your children. You get to live on with your legacy of your life. What are you leaving your children? Are you leaving them land? Are you leaving them money? Are you leaving them a business? What are you doing? Don't just exist. What are you doing with those 75 years? To bring it full circle back to what we're talking about. Everybody in this room, what are you doing right now in order to leave your legacy, your name, your children with some type of asset? And that's the problem with us in our Black community. We don't leave assets. They go to GoFundMe's. They do fucking car washes to bury your ass because you don't prepare. We all think we're going to live until we're fucking gray and whatever. We don't know. Nobody knows. So what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing to appreciate the life that you live? What are you doing when you're working? Are you working for yourself? Are you working for somebody else's career and you haven't done anything for yourself? What are you doing?
And with that,
Even
I
in
want to
your
play
own
this video.
relationship.
1 second.
75 years.
I
That's how
agree.
much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years, 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, it's not a lot of time, is it? Don't waste them. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears, the part of you that loves instead of hates.
That was the most awe-inspiring movie when it really came
What
down
movie was
to
that?
it. You got to think out of the box. Life is not what society projects it to be. I learned that in my business. I learned that talking to my clients. I started thinking, I'm 56 and I'm already semi-retired. What the fuck are y'all doing with your lives? When are you going to start living them? Don't say when you're 65, 75. It's too late then. You can't live your life then. Damn near get ready to die. If, as a black man, you live that long, because we know statistically, black young men don't even make it past 35. What the fuck? What are y'all really doing? You playing along with whatever society is telling you should be playing along with. Stop thinking with social media.
Oh, seriously.
I definitely want to chime in on this. I know that right now, social media there's a big push to go overseas and date women. Listen, guys, understand this. Within the past 3 years, I lost 4 good friends in their 40s. 4 of these good friends were making over 6 figures easily. Died 42, 45, 39. And nothing's guaranteed, man. It's like, if you are going to travel, don't do it for the women. Go out there, experience the world for what it is, man. Enjoy the moment that you have in these countries, man. Come back home, focus what you need to do. If you want a family, you need to start thinking about it now, because again, a lot of us, we die at a younger age versus what these stats are actually showing. So make sure you go to the doctor, make sure you check your health, and make sure that you really take your life more serious and enjoy these moments. Because again, you want to say, hey, I want to start a family at 45, you may not even make it to 45.
Thank you.
And how things are going right now, look, man, just enjoy the time you have in this world, man. It's like either be domestic or overseas. And if you are traveling, don't focus primarily on women. Go out there, experience the culture, experience the food, the people, enjoy the sunset, the sunrise. Look at the skies, look at the stars. Enjoy the little things, man. Everything else is secondary.
Ryan T, step up to the plate, brother. Because legacy is everything when it comes to you. What the fuck are you doing on this planet if you're not trying to live a legacy? Step up and state your case. I have a legacy. 4 sons, 2 grandchildren. My life is going to live on. I will be remembered.
Can I say something? I was talking to my coworker about this whole new concept called DINKs, dual income, no kids. And it's like a trending kind of colloquialism on TikTok or whatnot. Like this, it's a little trending narrative of like, oh, I don't want to have kids. Kids are a burden. I just want to find a partner I can be with that makes a lot of money, and we could just travel together.
That's lazy. You're being lazy with your life.
But not everybody wants children, Ronan.
It don't matter. You're lazy with your life. Think about this. Let's all think about this for a second. Your ancestors, slavery and all, were survivors. You are survivors of survivors.
That doesn't
Of
matter.
generations that have survived. That means your genetics are strong.
It doesn't matter, Ronan. I
For you
never
to throw that
imagined.
away, for you to throw that away is selfish.
No, and that's fine. And not everybody wants to.
It's disrespecting every ancestor you had that came before you and all the struggles they went through to make sure you came here. It's disrespectful.
But Ronan, not everybody wants children and legacy and families. I never
That's because they're
imagined.
going along with what social media and society
I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for me on this note. I never imagined having a child. I can remember
But now
when
that
I
you
was.
have one, are you in denial of that child, or do you love her to death? And you want
I
her to be
love my
fruitful and
child
multiply?
to death.
Okay, so
However,
until you have a child, you can't speak on not wanting to have a child. Once you have a child, all of a sudden the script has changed. You want the best for that child.
I do, but I never imagined or never planned on having children
Nobody
ever in my
ever
life.
imagines to have them in a certain situation unless you have planned out your whole life. I had a child with my high school sweetheart. That wasn't a necessarily initial child, but that's my oldest son. He has my name. He's now 35 and giving me 2 grandchildren. That doesn't matter.
But not everybody.
Happens in life.
This is true, but what I'm saying, and I'm not saying this to deny my child, and not everybody wants that.
And that's
I never.
okay. They can die on the vine, and legacy is not important to them. But don't say that everybody's not entitled to having a legacy of being here and passing on their genetics, the strong genetics of survival, especially of Black Americans here in the United States. The fact that you are still living and not one of the ones that have passed away during the time of slavery. 400 years it took for your family to survive. And you're still here, what are the fucking odds? And you're going to be so disrespectful to your ancestors to not carry on that legacy? To not carry on that family name? You really need to look at yourself. You really do. Deep inside.
I think I agree with what you're saying. Absolutely. I'm on your end on it. However, I can see when people say they may not want kids. However, what I disagree with Ryan is saying legacy is a load of BS, because trust me, at the end of the day, you're gonna 50 years from now, people are gonna, if you say the name Buffett and his great grandson comes in, he's gonna get that seat. Elon Musk's grandson is gonna get when he's
White
at the
people
bank.
doing it all day long, but Black people don't want to do it. What the hell's wrong with y'all?
When I don't know if Steve Jobs has kids, but when Steve Jobs,
He does.
when his great grandkids go into Harvard or they go to Stanford, people will be like, "Oh, but your dad was 50
It's by
years."
name
50.
alone. It's what's called legacy. Even when you talk about Black, not charities, but the things within the colleges, the different Black sects that are in the colleges.
Like legacy admissions.
Legacy, yeah. You have legacy admissions just by your name alone. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all have been so deprogrammed in understanding the power behind your family names. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and shout out to Game of Thrones, but and shout out to The Wire. What they both have in common about what Marlo said, my name is my name. And I think even in Game of Thrones, look how, I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, but with
Absolutely. And The Wire. And I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up in the hood, even though I sound and look the way I look. I came from a roguish ass area in my life, but I didn't let that define me.
Yeah.
Not in my speak and not in my actions and not the way I lived and not the businesses and the corporations I was associated with. You got to be out your goddamn mind if you're going to give up and say legacy don't mean nothing. It means everything.
Yeah.
What else you got to live for? If you don't have legacy to live for, what are you living for?
And that's what I think about that too. Like, what's the point? What's the point of living if you can't leave something behind that's a representation of you?
And that can do better than what you did. As fathers, we want the best for our children. We want them to do better than us. We celebrate the fact that they do more than us.
I think there's some people that feel as though they don't want to raise kids into this world. But
don't let society dictate how you think.
and that's
That's
what
the
I'm
problem.
Yeah, and that's what I believe. I say, if anything, maybe be a great parent so that you can probably influence the next generation to subvert a couple of
Just
things.
because
You
you
know,
grew up in the hood don't mean your kids have to grow up in the hood. Do better. Let them do better. Make them do better. Teach them better. I grew up without a father in my life, but my father was still present. At the end of the day, my kids didn't grow up without the father. I fixed that generational curse. What you guys are edict to do, because you grew up in so many single families right now with just mothers, your edict is to do better as men. Raise your sons, raise your daughters, raise your grandchildren to be present. Because for so many generations, we weren't. So fix it. Stop making excuses for why you don't want to do it.
yeah, I like I said, I was telling my coworker today. I believe that that's more or less the communist influences that they're pushing in this country. Oh, women don't need children. You just need to be a worker. Work for the corporation for 40, 50 years of your life and be depressed and be on some kind of psychotropic drug and just work for 40, 50 years without no man and no kids to your name. And that's the life, like they're trying to flex as though that's something that's admirable, and the same thing with men, unfortunately, too. It's like the whole thing of, oh, get money, get muscles, and get game. But it's like no sense of like, okay, where does the family part come in? Like, how many women can you sleep with until you think to yourself, you know what, I'd like to come home and, my kids come and see me.
Idols are these dudes that have 13 and 14 kids by 13, 14 different baby mamas. Those are your fucking idols.
Yeah.
Those are the guys you guys look up to. Those are the guys you take advice from. Not the ones that are legitimately doing business, actually being professional young black men, older black men. You know what? Before I verify people, I look at their freaking LinkedIn. If you don't know what LinkedIn is, you need to get with it. If these dudes are giving you advice, if they don't have a LinkedIn page that actually has some kind of professional background, don't fucking believe them, because they're lying to you. They're running game on you. If they don't have the experience, they can't speak on it. Other than that, they're a fucking scammer. They're saying what sounds good, it's a sound fucking bite. Canal verified. Look him up. He's on LinkedIn. Look me up. I'm on LinkedIn. Anybody giving you advice ain't on LinkedIn and don't have a professional background, don't believe them. They're just on social media to get clicks. The fuck is wrong with y'all?
I want to say something. A couple of years ago, I lost a good friend, James, who died in his penthouse in Brazil. They found his body 3 days later, and he had no children. This guy, James was making about over $300,000 a year. Expat, making $300,000 a year, living in Brazil, staying in the penthouse. He died from a heart attack. They didn't find his body until the neighbors started smelling a certain stink coming from his complex. We could not find a single person to claim his body. We had to literally fundraise, gather money to bury him in Brazil. This is a black man in his late 40s, making $300,000 a year with no kids, not close to his family. We had to gather money via GoFundMe to bury him. Guys, don't put yourself in that position. And this is where the legacy comes in. You got to be close to your family, close to someone that understands where you are at all times. So in a case like this were to happen to you, you'll be taken care of, either alive or through death. And the thing is, I'm hearing a lot of brothers are dying overseas with their bodies not being claimed by their loved ones.
And loved ones even mean children. Come on. I mean,
Children,
y'all don't have
sister,
no kids. Y'all don't even have a wife, a girlfriend that even give a fuck about you. But you sitting here saying you getting so many asses out here in every fucking country. Who gives a fuck about that shit? At the end of the day, who's going to care for you once you get older? This is what women boast about all the goddamn time. They're boasting that their children are going to take care of them in their older age, and older men are sitting in fucking and senior citizens homes by themselves because we
And
don't
that's the
have
thing.
nobody to love us.
And that's the thing. The guys that I've known who've died overseas, there's a few of them. Not even their chicas couldn't do nothing for them. So be mindful, guys, man. Just be extremely mindful of what your goals are, what your intentions are. If you are trying to go overseas, trying to claim, find this better life, live it to the T.
Canal
But
knows that this is my
understand that,
business.
man.
This is what I do. I talk to people all the time. I do life insurance. I do financial planning. I watch people that thought they weren't going to die. And I've seen how their families act. I'm talking from experience. Not just my family, other people's families. Because guess what? When somebody dies, I'm the life insurance issuer. They got to call me to figure out what policy and how it pays out, how soon they can get the money to bury the body, whether there's repatriation, especially if you die overseas and you don't have repatriation. That's 50 to 70,000 to get your body back. Stop playing. This is serious. You still gonna leave a debt to somebody in your family because they still got to get your body back to America.
And it's kind of sad. A few guys who so-called expated in other countries, their family had to do a GoFundMe to bring their bodies
Thank
back
you.
because they didn't have an insurance policy, or
Thank
they didn't
you.
have anything in place to take care of them in case if anything were to happen to them. And these were the guys that black men who were expating in Brazil, in Dominican Republic, in Colombia, in
And
Thailand,
have money. You just
and had
said and
money.
have money. Penthouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all think this is a
But
game. This is not a game. It's fucking life. Not a video game. It's not social media where you put out the best highlights of whatever the fuck your trip went to. Took a whole bunch of effort to even take that fucking trip. So let's get real. Let's take it and real be a buck. The ones that are traveling, even when you're traveling every once in a while, you're traveling because you worked your ass off to get there. But then you're being cheap when you do it.
true. Well, I know the topic kind of went left a little bit, but this is a much needed conversation. At the end of the day, guys, live your best life. Men and women, if you want to take a trip together, go ahead and take that trip, man. Make sure you guys are compatible. Make sure you guys vet that person thoroughly and understand that, hey, you stuck with that person within that time frame. If that person is tolerable, go out there and enjoy the experience with that person. Doesn't matter what country you go to. And I know right now it's going on 2 o'clock. I figured, I'll do a quick roundtable. You guys give me your closing statement on the topic, and I'm gonna call it a night. So starting with Azra, what's your final take on the topic?
Thank you for having me on. I hope I'm notified the next time that you're on. I forgot the guy with the Anubis avatar. I genuinely appreciate all the advice you gave me. I'm sorry. You said your name
Ronan
is
or
Alex.
Alex, either way. Yeah, Alex or Ronan. Yeah.
Mr. Alex, okay, Ronan. I'll definitely remember that. And to Maya, I appreciate the feminine perspective as always, much appreciated. I'll be going to Germany in December, so hopefully I get to, when I come back, I'll report on what I've seen and what I've experienced. But thank you guys again so much. I got a lot to reflect on, and I hope I get to see what you guys do in the near future on the channel. But thanks for having me on. Have a good night.
Good night, man. All right, Maya.
Our resident unicorn. Is she there?
She's probably
I'll go
on
ahead and
mute.
speak and let her speak. Ladies last,
Yeah, definitely.
Either way, when it comes to, taking somebody that you care about with you, especially if you're calling her your lady, there should be no place that you can't take her, especially if you know how she's going to act overseas and you guys have great communication. And she's getting an experience that you guys are probably already experienced, but you get to live through her eyes. There's no greater pleasure than that, bro. No greater pleasure. So yes, take sand to the beach all you can, especially if with somebody that you really care about and that appreciates and cares about you. Okay, it's better than having to go out to every country, get on Tinder, and try to figure out what chick is available, and she don't give a damn about you, and you still expending money anyway. It's cheaper to buy a plane ticket and know what you're getting versus having to spend money when you don't know what you're getting overseas. Okay, so let me just give you some facts on that. It's easier to take a woman with you that you know that you're getting it down every night with, and she appreciates and loves and appreciates everything you've done to get her there, because she knows how she got there. She's not going to disregard the fact you're buttering her bread. And Maya will back that up the minute she gets on the phone, or gets back on the mic. But at the end of the day, y'all, whatever it is, structure your life. You're not going to live forever. Tomorrow's not promised. That's been confirmed multiple times with different stories, even with Brother Kanal, myself, and others. Okay? Get your life in order. If you don't have a legacy and you plan on living a legacy or having a legacy, whether that just be a financial situation where you're leaving some kind of donation to a charity, or whether you're trying to live through your children and leave them something, structure your life. Stop just living in the moment. Live in the moment, yes. Go travel, but also make plans. Understand what you're doing. How old are you right now? When are you actually planning on having kids? What direction are you moving in order to have those children and have a legacy? What are you leaving them? Those are all questions as grown men you need to be asking yourself. You should have answers.
All right. Hey, thanks, Alex. Maya, are you back
Always
on? Or?
a pleasure. No, thank you for inviting me to your panel. I really appreciate it, brother. Enjoy your trip. Enjoy your lady. I know you out there with your lady and everything. How's everything going? We'll talk.
Everything's well, man.
You know
All
what
right.
I'm saying. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Good night.
Maya,
Good night.
Maya, any closing statements?
No, I just jumped on. I saw you on, and I didn't get the notification either.
Okay. Yeah, it was just kind of last minute. It just kind of I was just kind of bored, and I was outside on the balcony having a drink. You know what? Let me just start it live.
Yeah, we heard the motors and the Dominican music going on.
All right, then. Well, I'm gonna close it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you on the show like always. If anything, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Good night.
All right. All right. Good night, everyone. It was a great pleasure speaking and having a great dialogue. Although we did kind of went left a little bit, but it's a much needed conversation. These are things that we really need to put some thought into. Leaving a legacy, leaving a life, and enjoying the years that we here in this world. So with that being said, just thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Have a great evening, great weekend, and be blessed.